Tigers. The time is now, Tiger Nation. Get on your feet. It's time to meet and greet your Cleveland High. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Cleveland Heights welcome to the Strongsville Mustangs. In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, officials, and coaches, the administrators, and the authority figures, and of course, your team and opponents. Let's make today's contest great by remembering to respect the game. Thank you. The official assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Today's officials are Ed Hill, William Thomas, Kenneth Carney, Tony Harris, Bryant Reynolds, and Michael Thomas. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Nova Title Agency, The Wine Spot, Voodoo Brewery, Cleveland Securities, Cinders Pediatrics, The Grog Shop, B-Side, Gordon.
And as the teams take the field for the opening kickoff, we want to welcome you back in to Cleveland Heights football here at Crawford Field. Week 4, the Cleveland Heights Tigers still trying to look for their first win of the year, and this week they've got a toughie. It is the Strongsville Mustangs, and it is the opening of Greater Cleveland Conference play.
As always, the corner of Cedar and Lee is the place to be. It's game time!
Happy homecoming week to all of those in the Cleveland Heights area. It was a tremendous week of festivities and an incredible crowd here tonight. Hopefully looking for the first win of the Bryce Jones era. It'll be Khalil Al-Amin with the kickoff to get things going tonight. And away we go. Strongsville fields it at the 10-yard line. Trying to find a hole, and he's buried at the 20. Henry Perriman comes in with a boom right off the bat. So with that explosive start, that is where we will get going. Strongsville takes over at the 20-yard line. Henry Perriman, the do-it-all kid, says hello and greets the Mustangs to Crawford Field here tonight. And once the substitutes are figured out, it'll be Nick Carosella under center. The class of 2028 quarterback. He's also on the wrestling team. He's a tremendous arm. Went to a coaching academy this summer. He was coached by a former Mount Union guy, Jim Ballard. 47-yard rushing touchdown last week. Let's see what he has in store today. Mustangs going with the spread out look. It'll be Austin Tatalutsky in the backfield. And Austin gets the first carry of the game. He rushes up the middle and stopped for about a gain of 1 by Cleveland Heights. And, of course, it is Sirius Jones. There are 2 guys on that defense that you're going to hear a lot tonight. It is Sirius Jones and Armari Fitzpatrick. Both of them tremendous outings last week in the loss to Canton McKinley. They are all over the tape when you watch them. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Strongsville showing the same look. They bring the right receiver in a little bit closer to the line. Carcel with the snap, hands it off to Carr. And Austin gets down for about a gain of 5, but there is a flag down in the holding area, so we'll take a look at this.
Five-yard face mask, number 57 defense.
So that'll go as a defensive face mask on Donovan Spencer. Must have taken him down somewhere in there. So Strongsville, without really getting an explosive play, gets their first down of the evening. And in high school, that face mask only a 5-yard penalty, so it's not that big of a killer. But they will get it going once again on the 32-yard line. Carosoia under center. He gets a snap, pitches it off to Austin, and he's tackled for a gain. He might have gotten back to the line. That'd be Austin Tatalutsky. Loss of 1 for the Mustangs. It is Austin that we're going to be calling for Strongsville all night. Their big guy, Kendrick Body, was out last week. Left that game in Canton McKinley's win. However, he will at least be out for a couple of weeks. Definitely not available today. So the young freshman, Austin Tatalutsky, steps up in the backfield. 2nd down and 11. He gets the handoff once again, charges up the middle for about a gain of 5 before he's stopped. And I think he got a couple extra yards there. Took a couple Cleveland Heights defenders with him, so he gets up to about the 40-yard line. That'll be about a gain of 7 for the young guy. Austin's a freshman, but he's seen some significant playing time so far in Kendrick's absence. Here's 3rd down and 3. Strongsville likes to go up to the line, then sort of check, feel out the defense. This Cleveland Heights defense is a multiple one. Here's Austin again with the carry. He's going to bury his way forward, and he's close to that first down marker. Doesn't look like he got it, though. Let's see where they spot the ball. It's spotted short, so it's going to be 4th and short from the Strongsville 42-yard line. No hesitation from Coach Jason Trusnick. Caroselia gets looking for the ball. Strongsville checks once again at the line. Hands it off to Austin. Bullies his way forward and falls down right around the sticks. And no surprise here, Strongsville thinks they have a first down. Let's see where they put it. And it is. Tadalinsky gets the first down, reaches off just enough to get there by maybe one of the seams on the football. So it'll be 1st and 10. Strongsville coached by second-year man Jason Trusnick. Excuse me. Played under Eric Mangini and Darren Rizzi. Mangini, that name sound familiar to you? That's because he played a couple of years with the Browns. He was actually traded to the Browns for Braylon Edwards. Man in motion here for Strongsville. Carosella tries to go up the middle, and he gets about 4 yards. That play broke down pretty quickly for him. But Caroselia is able to get a little bit out of that blown play. Second down and 5 for Strongsville. Coach Trusnick, the Nordonia graduate, played linebacker there, then at Ohio Northern before a 10-year NFL career. Here's the snap. Caroselia looking, got a man. And it is caught. Caught down at the 34-yard line. Jeremiah Petit with the incredible catch over the Cleveland Heights defender. Petit, one of their big guys. And Caroselia calls his name pretty quickly. Man, that was a 50-50 ball that Petit needed to come down with. What an incredible play by that kid. Here's the snap, running up the middle. And Tadalinsky gets down to about the first down marker. Powerful run there by the young running back. Let's take another look at that catch. Holy cow. I think the kids say he mossed him. He went over that defender and got him. But a tremendous play nonetheless. And now Strongsville's knocking on the door of the Cleveland Heights red zone. Tadalinsky's to the left of Caroselia. Now he goes in motion. Caroselia takes it on his own. He's tripped up behind the line and maybe got a yard out of that one. Good blitz there by Cleveland Heights. Bryce Jones told me this week he needed to make sure that his team was winning the line of scrimmage. They've got guys up front. I mentioned Mary Franklin at the beginning of the broadcast. That's one of those guys that they need to depend on in order to stop this run game. Strongsville gets the call in from the sideline. Caroselia gives the snap off to Tadalinsky. He bullies his way forward for the first down up to about the 15-yard line, and the Mustangs are in the red zone. Jariah Morgan was the one that finally got him down there, so touchdown saving tackle there by Morgan. But, once again, need to make sure that you're winning the line of scrimmage. That was just a quick B-gap run right there for Tadalinsky, and he was able to get through for, I guess they're marking it 1 yard short, so it'll be 2nd and 1 here from the 16. Here's the snap, handoff once again up the middle, and he's stuffed, but I think he got just enough. Strongsville's got a lot of tremendous receivers. Alex Espy, he's a guy that has a couple of offers, one from Memphis, one from Murray State. Even their long snapper, who also serves as a wide receiver tight end, Austin Miller. The Miller brothers, Dylan Miller and Austin, those are incredible guys. Dylan Miller's sort of your go ball, jump ball guy, but obviously that last one going to Jeremiah Petit. Not sure what the holdup is here, but Strongsville is using their run game pretty early despite all of these guys. They have a lot of options. It's all about Nick Carosalia getting the ball to him. Well, while we wait for whatever the holdup is, I did see on my way up to the press box the class of 1990 was here. There's a couple of different people. The class of 1990 has their shirts, so kudos to those guys. But obviously with Bryce Jones coming back, he mentioned, before this that, he welcomes the entire community. He's super excited for this homecoming game. I was at the high school a couple of days before today, and people just running around, getting their shirts, getting their tickets for this weekend. Just a tremendous week here at Cleveland Heights. All right, so we are finally back to play here. 4:53 left to go in the first quarter. Strongsville with a 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line. And, of course, we need to check back in with the sideline. Let's see what Nick Carosalina does this time. Hands the ball off. Nope, play action pass. He's got a man downfield. It's the tight end. Tripped up before the goal line. But that roll-out pass to John Hogg, that was wide open, perfectly executed by Strongsville. And credit to Cleveland Heights. They stopped him just short, so they give him another chance. It is 1st and goal from the 1, but a good touchdown-saving tackle there. Strongsville is going to go with the jumbo set. They got 2 H-backs in the backfield. Handoff goes to Tadalewski, and he's stopped. Tadalewski stops short of the goal line. Cleveland Heights holds strong on 1st down. And we got a man down on the field. So we'll get that checked out. It will be 2nd down and about 1 yard from the goal line. I mentioned Strongsville's coach. After his incredible career at Nordonia, went on to Northwestern, 2-time Division III All-American, 2-time All-OAC. Then despite being an undrafted free agent, he went on to have a 10-year NFL career. That included 2009 and 2010 with the Browns. As I mentioned before, traded for first round pick Braylon Edwards. Cleveland Heights' man is up, so that's good to see. Looks to be number 19, Jeff Ward. Helped off, but good to see him walking off under his own power. Here's a good trivia question for you if you're talking about Jason Trusnick. His first career interception came with the Miami Dolphins, where he played his longest time. The guy he intercepted was none other than Tom Brady. Trusnick trying to build off of a 7-5 season where Strongsville went to the second round of the playoffs. And of course, they beat Cleveland Heights last year in round 1 before going on to lose to Mentor. All right, we are back in action. Second and goal from about the 1 foot line. Strongsville is going to go with the 2 H-back set behind Austin Tadalinsky. Here's the snap. He'll hand it off to the fullback, and he's in. Touchdown. A flag looked like it was thrown, so we'll check that out. But that is a touchdown. Number 7, Storm Miller. So Strongsville takes the early 6-0 lead. Storm Miller, the Texas A&M commit, one of the best guys on this Strongsville team, powers it in and caps off a tremendous opening drive that chewed up nearly 10 minutes on the clock. And Strongsville's going to fake the extra point, and they're in. Storm Miller once again gets the pitch. Strongsville was lined up. You'll see that sometimes in high school where the guys will be all over the field before coming back in to do the extra point, but Strongsville decided, I'm going to pitch it to the Texas A&M commit. And Storm Miller rolled into the end zone and put the guys up 8-0. I think Cleveland Heights was caught off guard there because they had men around the area, but those men typically crash in for the extra point. Storm able to take advantage of that. So instead of 7-0, it is now 8-0 with Cleveland Heights ready to get the ball. Now, we might see that a little bit more from the Mustangs tonight. Their kicker is out. They brought on a kid to the team just a couple of days ago that played for the Mustangs soccer team. But a real game is a little bit different than practice. Cleveland Heights has 2 men's back. The kicker, the new man, Noah Schneider, for Strongsville. And his first kick rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Pretty impressive first kick for the guy. So Cleveland Heights will get their first look at their offense in week 4. Let's see who goes under center. LaMarcus Greenwood has taken over, but Bryce Jones saying that between Greenwood and Asher Wilson, he wanted sort of a 2-quarterback system with these guys, and it is LaMarcus Greenwood with John to his left. John Morris, that is, before they spot the ball. So Greenwood, he got hurt at the end of last week in their loss to Canton McKinley. Asher Wilson comes in, takes him down the field for that last score last week, but LaMarcus Greenwood looks good. So Cleveland Heights will get things going from their 20-yard line. Greenwood with the snap. He hands it off to Morris, who rolls out right, and he's tripped up at about the 23-yard line. Andrew Cox was all over that, and John Morris unable to get away from him. I'm sorry, that would be Elijah Harris with the carry. His first carry of the year. Had surgery this offseason, so he missed most of camp and the first 3 weeks of the year, but really good to see Elijah Harris back. Second down and 8 for Cleveland Heights. Morris once again to his left. There's a man in motion. It's Perriman. Handoff goes to Elijah. Elijah rolls his way forward to the 30-yard line. That'll be a first down. Welcome back, Elijah Harris. He's a kid that Bryce Jones said, oh boy, they're moving back. The flag was in the area of a hold. So we're going to go with a hold on Cleveland Heights. Instead of a first down, it is second down and 13. Greenwood with the snap. Pressure coming. Greenwood sacked at the 5-yard line. The ball pops out. They say it's down, but he was surrounded by Strongsville defenders. Austin Adkins was the first guy to get there for Strongsville, and Greenwood was met with tremendous pressure. He just couldn't get out. You got the guy rolling around the right side, but it was Austin Miller up the middle. So now Cleveland Heights, a team that doesn't really love to play behind the sticks. Now, what team does? They have it as 3rd and 23, all the way back at the 7-yard line. Greenwood on his own gets the snap. He's going to rush out of the pocket. He's got Storm Miller chasing him, and he brings him down. Storm Miller broke up the play. LaMarcus Greenwood couldn't avoid his left paw. And Cleveland Heights is going to have to punt. So what looked like a really productive first drive, Elijah Harris, both carries, 10 yards. Instead, called back for the hold, and then 2 straight sacks by that tremendous Strongsville front 7. And now Cleveland Heights hardly has any room to punt. And the ball is tipped, and it's caught by Storm Miller. Storm Miller runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Strongsville. Oh, no. Andrew Cox was the one to get his hands on it. Storm Miller caught it, and Storm Miller pushed down a Cleveland Heights defender, and it's 14-0 Mustangs. Cleveland Heights knew what they were getting into against this defense. They have a couple of Division I commits, including Storm, who we've called plenty of times tonight already. So Noah Schneider will line up for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and kick is blocked. Armari Franklin, Armari Fitzpatrick stood up and blocked that. So, after 11 minutes in the first quarter, it is Strongsville 14, Cleveland Heights nothing. Let's take another look here at the punt. A lot of pressure from Strongsville, and unfortunately Storm Miller was in the right place at the right time there.
To the track, to meet and greet, cheer side by side.
So, still plenty of time. Still only a 2-score deficit, but Cleveland Heights is going to need to clean things up a little bit here on the second drive. There's another look there at Noah Schneider's block. Armari Fitzpatrick, a tremendous kid. He's also a wrestler. Coach Jones said he needs to use his hands a little bit more, and once he does that, he's going to be the focal point of that Cleveland Heights defense. The Strongsville kick, once again, it was tiptoeing along the sideline there, but it gets into the end zone. So, Cleveland Heights once again starts things off at the 20-yard line. Fitzpatrick is a dude that Cleveland Heights needs to lean on, and again, all over the tape. He's going to be all over things tonight once again. So for him to get that block, that's huge. And we'll get our second look at Cleveland Heights. Coach Jones said Greenwood won the starting job because he was able to be that leader that they needed, but he also brings something differently, that sort of dual threat with his legs. Here's Perriman in motion. Elijah getting the handoff, changes direction, and he rolls his way up to the 28-yard line, gain of 8. Elijah Harris, a big part of the offense already. Heights with the same setup. They do draw their 2 receivers out left in closer to the line. Perriman goes in motion once again. Elijah Harris with the pitch. He's got some open field. Harris rolls his way up to the 40-yard line.
Big time game, the number 0, Elijah Harris.
Welcome back to the field, Elijah Harris. Coach Jones said he might have some pregame jitters. We're going to need to see how he feels throughout the game and what the flow looks like. But I have a feeling we're going to be calling his name a lot more tonight as the clock runs out. So that'll be the first quarter. After 1, Cleveland Heights 0, Strongsville 14. But Cleveland Heights has their first down of the evening. Hopefully getting some things going in the run game behind that senior-dominated offensive line, pushing those Strongsville Mustangs back just a little bit. Heights has continued to look better, and Coach Jones agreed when I asked him this. They're getting better both on and off the field. He said that this has been a little bit of a different off-season and season routine for the guys. Obviously, very hard to replace Max Stevens. Very hard to replace a running back in Marquise Davis. But if you watch week 1 against Trotwood Madison, and then you watch last week at the Hall of Fame Stadium, which, by the way, tremendous facilities, incredible spot, as there you see the beautiful, incredible Tiger hyping up the fans. The tape looks better, and they're doing a lot better learning the why behind everything, which is exactly what Coach Jones wanted when he took over in February. All right, we are about ready to start the second quarter here at Crawford Field. Gorgeous, gorgeous night in Cleveland, Ohio. Greenwood and Morris once again in the backfield. Perriman in motion. He'll get the jet sweep. Perriman shuffles through one defender, and he gets about a gain of 2 yards. Cleveland Heights likes to use that pre-snap motion a little bit. They want to draw some eye candy to make sure that the defenders stay on their toes a little bit. And frankly, when you got a guy like Henry Perriman, if you get him in motion before the snap, he's going to beat nearly every defender in Northeast Ohio. 2nd down and 8 from the 42-yard line. Greenwood with the snap. Gets it off to his guy. It's Dion Solomon. Dion gets up to the 45-yard line. Deion Solomon, a big part of this Cleveland Heights offense, came into today with 132 receiving yards. Still waiting for that first touchdown, but that's a big kid that they want to make sure that they stay involved on offense. 3rd down and about 4 yards for the Tigers. Heights goes 1 receiver out right, 2 receivers bunched up left. Morris moving around, and here goes Perriman. Greenwood pitches it off to Morris. Elijah Harris stiff arms one defender, breaks through another defender, and gets to the first down. Elijah Harris making his presence known with authority. There you get another look at the Deion Solomon. He tried stiff arming another guy. I think 1 for 2 on the stiff arm is pretty good. So Cleveland Heights gets the ball now. 1st down and 10 from the +48. You get another look here at the Elijah Harris pitch. Stiff arms one, bullies his way through another. Greenwood, keeper, and he runs up to the first down. And he takes a defender with him. That's that dual threat ability that you want to see out of LaMarcus Greenwood, using the read option in a tremendously successful way. For all the guys that we've called throughout the year that are spread out left and right and next to LaMarcus Greenwood, he's the guy that's going to be the catalyst for this offense. Greenwood gets the snap, hands it off to Elijah. Elijah working around the outside. He's got room, and he gets down inside the 20.
Big time game by a big time player.
Elijah Harris once again rolling around the outside off the tackle. An incredibly shifty young man. And then he met Storm Miller, but he met Storm Miller 10 yards down the field. That's a good place to meet him. Heights now into the red zone at the 20-yard line. Perriman in motion. He'll get the jet sweep. Perriman looking for some room. Perriman to the outside, and he's pushed out around the 15. Good, patient run there by Perriman, waiting for his blockers to get in place, making sure he's able. There's another look at the Elijah Harris run. Holy cow. Meeting the Texas A&M commit where he stands. Cleveland Heights has 2nd and 5 from the 15. Perriman there was incredibly patient. Take your gain, find your hole. That's what you need to see from him. He goes in motion again. Greenwood keeps it. Greenwood looking up the middle, and he gets the first down to about the 5-yard line. I think Greenwood's shoe came off in the process. But either way, he's got a first down. 6 yards to go. 1st and goal for Heights, trying to get themselves on the board. Greenwood hands off to John Morris. Morris up the middle. He dives, and he's down at the 1. John Morris comes into the game, bursts through the line of scrimmage, and he falls 1 yard short, but Cleveland Heights is knocking on the door. Perriman now goes under center. Jumbo set in for Heights. Perriman, and he scores! LaMarcus Greenwood calls his own number and gets Heights on the board. Well, Jason Kelsey, one of the most famous Cleveland Heights alumni, popularized the tush push with the Philadelphia Eagles, and LaMarcus Greenwood does his little Jalen Hurts impression with the second effort. He was stopped at the line by Austin Adkins, and he did not give up there. Tremendous effort from LaMarcus Greenwood.
Number 5, Sirius Jones.
Sirius Jones will be the place kicker. They've cycled in a couple of guys. Khalil Al-Amin was kicking last week for him, but now you get the lefty Sirius Jones. Cleveland Heights trying to make this a 7-point ball game. Asher Wilson to hold. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, kick is blocked at the line. Kind of looked like the snap was a little off. Asher was a little slow getting it back to the spot that he needed, and maybe that slowed down Sirius's clock and gave Strongsville's front line enough time to block that. But regardless, it is a one-score game after a tremendous Cleveland Heights drive all the way down the field, 80 yards. That ends with a LaMarcus Greenwood rushing touchdown, his third of the season.
Kenny Kaufman and Dana Oscar Garvin, welcome home. We also want to get the class of the 1980s some love. Fibra Pendleton, welcome home.
I'm sure you're hearing from the PA address announcer that there's plenty of classes here. Lots of incredible shirts all throughout the stands from Heights former. Absolutely packed house here tonight at Crawford Field. Sirius will kick the ball off. Plenty of Strongsville guys back there waiting to receive it. It'll be a little short, lands at the 36. Strongsville has to dive on it. Danny Baysnap finally lands on it. He needed to land on that pretty quickly, but Danny Bashnab able to get that to make sure that Strongsville takes over at the 36-yard line. Austin Tadalinsky with the first run there. About a gain of 8 to start things off for Strongsville. Play action pass, Carnosello looking. He's sacked in the backfield. Armari Fitzpatrick all over that one.
How about a sack lunch by number 72? Amari Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, incredible job breaking through the line of scrimmage there. Trying to reach Sirius Jones, who's Cleveland Heights' current sacks leader. Caroselia hands it off to Tadalewski, who is stuffed for no gain. Tadalinsky was trying to break free, but Cleveland Heights was going to have no part of that, and it's fourth down. Great job that whole drive after allowing 8 yards on the ground, standing tall, stopping Tadalinsky, and then doing it once again. Heights to receive the punt. It is short. They're telling him to clear out. It'll land at the 43 and roll to about the 38-yard line, and that is where Cleveland Heights will start drive number 3. I wonder if Strongsville is missing Kendrick Body a little bit. The Friday Night Touchdown Player of the Week in Week 2 after he had 27 carries. Look at that. Sirius Jones coming in off the edge late to make sure that Tadolinsky doesn't get any gain. Body a guy 1 touchdown last week, but he did leave the game early with that shoulder injury that's left him out tonight against Heights. So, Heights with a chance to tie. 6:55 left in the first half. Once again, LaMarcus Greenwood, and to his left, Elijah Harris. Solomon in motion. Now he's told to go all the way to the right. Pitch goes to Harris, and Elijah is stuffed in the backfield. Storm Miller was there. Braylon Daly was there. Boy, that Storm kid is all over the place.
There's an impression in the backfield, and its name is Storm Miller.
4-star recruit out of Strongsville. He's committed to Texas A&M. All GCC last year, all first team Ohio, an Under Armour All-American, makes it 2nd down and long. Greenwood calls his own number, and he gets up for about a gain of 3.
Third down for the Tigers.
Strongsville the last 2 weeks hasn't allowed more than 24 points, and that 24 points last week was in overtime, an overtime loss to Olmsted Falls where their kick got blocked, and then Olmsted Falls was able to get that 24th point. But the week before that, they absolutely rolled over Solon 28-7. Cleveland Heights has it 3rd down and about 14 yards. Greenwood with the snap. He's going to have to roll to his left. Greenwood gets around one defender. Greenwood still on his feet, and he's down for the 1st down. LaMarcus Greenwood lowered his shoulder and then took the rest of Strongsville with him. An incredible, gritty run by Greenwood. Gets Cleveland Heights out of trouble. He had pressure, decided to take it, took the lane, and then said, no way! That's 6 Strongsville defenders he made miss. Greenwood gets the snap, handoff to Elijah. Elijah rolls his way forward for about a gain of 4. And now a late flag comes in. Strongsville is clapping. Let's see what this is about. That last play, I think the Heights offense, let's hear it.
You got dead ball, personal foul, 52 offense.
So a personal foul on Talik Abkar Owens. I think on that big LaMarcus Greenwood run, Heights took some issue with how Strongsville was taking down LaMarcus. So game getting a little chippy here in the 2nd quarter. So after the personal foul, his first of the afternoon, to lead that is, it'll be 2nd down and 20 from about the 38-yard line. So Heights is about back where they started.
Make sure you play the 53 raffle.
Heights trying to figure some things out here. Probably get some personnel changes. Now they're all set up. They needed Sir Gibson out left. So, Elijah Harris, that'll be John Morris going in motion. Greenwood on the screen off to Solomon. Solomon dodges a defender, and he's down to the 45-yard line. Greenwood did a good job just dumping it off. He had a defender in his face. But on that screen, you know, the left side of that offense is going to be moving with the guys to hopefully set up some downfield blocks. Unfortunately, it was a little rush there, and but Greenwood doing a good job of not making a bad play worse. We saw that a couple weeks ago with Chardon. Here's Greenwood on his own in the backfield. Checking the signals. Greenwood, he'll go right up the middle. He's got some room. Greenwood rolls over the defender for the first down. LaMarcus Greenwood once again on the quarterback draw, goes all the way over the middle of the field and to the plus 35. Look, LaMarcus Greenwood is Cleveland Heights' leading rusher. And the Red Seas parted there up the middle. Tremendous blocking up front by Cleveland Heights, and he had an amazing downfield blocking. Finally met a guy all the way down to the 35. And he'll call his number again. Almost dodges a tackle there, but Greenwood is able to jump over the first down marker. Greenwood was a little slow to get up after that one. He met that defender hard 10 yards down the field. So, once again, Cleveland Heights, their drive has been saved by the legs of LaMarcus Greenwood. And I think Cleveland Heights will take a timeout, probably to check in on LaMarcus. He's down on his knees.
Timeout, Tigers. That's going to be their first timeout. We want to give a...
So Greenwood was able to win over the starting job because Coach Jones said his body type fit the offense a little more. So with combination of that, Asher dealing with some physical ailments, they wanted to take care of Asher while putting LaMarcus Greenwood in. Now, Greenwood's a guy that has seen time last year. He's worked in quarterback camps. He's a guy that has seen some local publicity, and hopefully he's a guy that you can really lean on here over the next couple of years. Last year, 1,000-yard passer, 12 touchdowns. Oh, and he also ran for 529 yards and 7 touchdowns. So Asher is sort of more your pocket passer. Greenwood, more your dual threat Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson guy. Look at how full those stands are today. Shout out to the Cleveland Heights fans for showing up today on homecoming night. The press box is full. The stands are full. Even the Strongsville side's full. All right, LaMarcus Greenwood looks to be okay. Cleveland Heights continues their drive, first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Harris is to the right of Greenwood. And Harris will get the ball, bounces it outside. Harris spun around, but he gets a couple of yards. Nathan Rodek with the tackle there off the edge, but kudos to Elijah Harris for slowly working his way, bouncing to the outside, trying to find some space there. And they'll give him about 3 yards on the play. And we have another short timeout here while Sir Gibson gets his shoulder pad fixed.
You going to do a stand-up at the half?
There's been a run-dominated game already, 3:40 left in the first half. Heights is trying to tie this thing up.
Stand up at the half.
Perriman goes in motion. And Heights rolls through for the first down. Flag is down. That was a face mask. LaMarcus Greenwood called his own number. The flag down has to be a face mask on Greenwood.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance, first and goal.
So it will be first and goal for Cleveland Heights. I mean, you could see from all the way up here. The guy was tearing off LaMarcus's face mask. But that gift puts them all the way up to about the 5-yard line. Heights once again knocking on the door, this time to tie the game. 2 receivers out to the left. Matt Valentine on his own out to the right. John Morris to the right of LaMarcus Greenwood. Perriman goes in motion. Morris gets a snap, bobbles it, recovers into the end zone! Touchdown, Cleveland Heights! John Morris finds the end zone for the first time this season. And all Cleveland Heights needs is a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up. Look, John Morris bobbled the handoff, but once he got it, luckily he was untouched by the time he got to the goal line there. So a little bit of iffy on the handoff, but John Morris talented enough to be able to recover and still barge forward for the touchdown. Let's see what Cleveland Heights draws up here for the 2-point conversion. They're going to go from the left hash. Dion Solomon and Matt Valentine go out right. Sir Gibson, Henry Perriman out left. John Morris in the backfield with LaMarcus Green. Perriman goes in motion. Handoff to Morris. Morris trudging his way forward, and I think he's short. So Cleveland Heights tries for the John Morris rush again, falls a yard short. Heights unable to tie this game up, but they're within 2 points. Unfortunately, that Perriman motion did not draw enough defenders off in the Strongsville secondary, so they really committed to the run there to try and plug up the gaps inside.
Class of 2001. Class of 2003, Melody Wade, welcome home.
Heights still looking for that first win of the year, that first win under Bryce Jones, and now that first win in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Depending on what a couple of teams do, you know, they could be in playoff eligibility already after week 4. But a win here tonight would be massive in making that possible. Here's the kickoff from Sirius. And it'll go out of bounds. So Strongsville is going to take over at about the 35-yard line. It's funny, people keep coming up to the booth to make sure, hey, my class is here. The PA announcers named off a ton of different classes, and more people keep coming up. Hey, our class is here. So a tremendous showing from the Heights faithful. My dad and aunt graduated from here, but off the top of my head, I definitely could not tell you what year they graduated. I'm going to go with 1993. So, shout out the class of 1993. All right, Strongsville gets the ball at the 35. Tudolinski rolling his way up across the 40 down to the 42-yard line. So one thing I heard about this Austin Tudolinski kid is he's a freshman, but when you look at him, he does not have the mold of a freshman. And looking at him, I mean, he's bigger than the quarterback. He's bigger than Jackson Kastner.
Second down for the Mustangs.
Kastner with the snap, hands it back off. Tudolinski got some room, and he rolls his way over the 50-yard line for the first down. So Nick Carasolia is the starting quarterback, and at least he was last week. But I believe we're seeing a little bit more of Jack Kastner, the junior. Guy's always played quarterback. One time in an 8th grade game against Menor Shore in a 64-0 win, he threw 5 touchdown passes. So the kid's always been a really, really strong quarterback. So after the Cleveland Heights personal foul, Strongsville is going to go all the way up to the 35-yard line. Henry Perriman there with the personal foul, his first of the game. That's 2 already for Cleveland Heights. So here's Kastner with the snap, hands it off to Tudolinski. Tudolinski rolls through up to about the 26-yard line. Boy, that kid is a bowling ball.
Tackled by number 10 for the Tigers.
Tackle there by number 10, Michael Beeman,
Michael Beeman.
the senior strong linebacker.
That run was by number 32, Austin.
Strong linebacker, Sam linebacker, depending on the vernacular that you use. .142 left to play here in the first half. Kastner with the snap. He fakes the handoff, rolling left, got a man downfield, high pass is dropped.
Pass intended to number 80.
That pass was trying for number 80, John Hogg, but Jack Kastner kind of sailed that one a little bit. So at least for now, Cleveland Heights can sigh a little bit of relief, but it is still 3rd down and 2. A stop here would be absolutely massive for Cleveland Heights. Kastner in shotgun. He's got Tudolinski right behind him. And we've got movement. That'll be a false start on Strongsville.
Fair ball, false start, 68 offense.
Alrighty, so Strongsville moves back a little bit with the false start on, I believe that was Quentin Young. So instead of 3rd and 2, it is 3rd and 7. Minute 32 left to go here. Kastner with Tudolinski to his right. Here's the pass, looking, got a man. Rolls around a defender for the first down. Alex Espy
That pass was complete to number
had him on the quick in route there,
Espy.
and all Alex Espy needed to do was spin around his guy and get the first down.
It's going to be a first down.
First and 10 now from about the 24-yard line. Minute 20 left on the clock. Kastner with the snap, hands it off to Tudolinski, rolls up through the first down. Bumbling and stumbling his way up into the 10-yard line.
19. Jeff Ward.
Tackled finally by number 19, Jeff Ward there. But not before Austin Tadalinsky able to get through. Another explosive run. That guy, he stands in the backfield straight up. Kind of like Isaiah Pacheco-like. He does that thing. Derrick Henry does a little bit. I'm sure Browns fans will see that on Sunday. They stand straight up, and then as the ball is snapped, they lean forward to get their momentum going, so that first step is all that much more explosive, and you're seeing that a lot from Tadalinsky tonight already. That kid gets the ball, you blink, and he's 5 yards downfield. So Heights is going to try to not get further into their deficit. They're down 14-12 after the failed two-point conversion. John Morris tried his absolute best after the LaMarcus Greenwood rushing touchdown, but unfortunately he was stuffed right at the goal line. But with Strongsville already at the 10-yard line, this is where what Coach Jones preached, you have to win the line of scrimmage. I asked him, what do you need to do to stop the run? Very simple question. He gave me a very simple answer. We need to be more physical up front and win the line of scrimmage. Well, Heights is going to need to do that a couple of more times here if they don't want to go down by 2 scores. Kasner sends a man in motion. He'll roll right, looking. He's going to take it on its own, and he's tackled right at the 10-yard line. Big stop there by number 21. Khalil Almin. An incredible stop there for no gain. Second down. 45 seconds left to play.
That one was by number 11, Jack Kasner.
Kasner hands it off to Tadalinsky. Tadalinsky lowers his shoulders and gets up to about the 6-yard line. And now looks like Cleveland Heights is going to start using some timeouts.
That one was by number 32, Austin Tadalinsky. Timeout Tigers. Correction, timeout Strongsville.
Oh, so that'll be a Strongsville timeout. So Strongsville will use their first of 3 timeouts. They've got 2 more left to go, 28 seconds left. Strongsville trying to make it at least 20-12 heading into halftime here. But obviously, for Strongsville, they'd like to get that extra point. With the new kid, Noah Schneider, the soccer player, came onto the team today. Heights, meanwhile, manned by our Mary Fitzpatrick, trying to stop them. Every single team that Cleveland Heights has played so far this year, by the way, the teams that they've played, record combined so far, 7-2. They're not playing just anybody. They're playing some of the best teams in Ohio and Northeast Ohio. They stuffed Kent McKinley at the goal line 3 times last week to hold them to a field goal. So let's see if they can stop Strongsville on 3rd down and about 6. There's a man in motion. Kasner is going to roll left. He's looking. And he'll get into the end zone. There is a flag down. Let's see if this one's coming back. And it will. It'll be a hold on Strongsville. So that was a real good rollout there by Jack Kasner. He had 2 men on sort of a levels concept down in the end zone. Both were really well covered by Cleveland Heights, and he was able to run out, but I think a little bit of him running out was Strongsville grabbing too much of Cleveland Heights. So, 3rd down now and 16 yards to go. Trips right. Kasner gets the pass. He's got a man coming. He throws, and it's dropped in the end zone. Cleveland Heights with tremendous defense there. And they stop him. He had a guy in his face, and then Elijah Gosa able to break that pass up before it gets to the receiver. Great job there by Gosa to save a touchdown and possibly hold Strongsville to a field goal. So here's your first big test. Noah Schneider on the field goal. Snap back, ball down, kick is up. Kick is good.
Kick is good.
A low driving kick there for Noah Schneider, but he's able to sneak it in the right side of the uprights. So a great job there by Cleveland Heights. Helped out a little bit by that hold, but once again, they're able to hold him to a field goal. 17-12. Strongsville will lead. And with 9 seconds left, we'll see if Cleveland Heights maybe just kneels it out and heads into the locker room. Down 5. Again, I mentioned they stuffed Canton McKinley at the goal line 3 times. So utilizing that bend but don't break offense or defense once again.
Seconds remaining in the first half. Steals high for the 50-50 raffle.
All right, Cleveland Heights will have 2 men back for the kickoff. One of them is Henry Perriman. The other one looks to be Matt Valentine. Noah Schneider kicks it away. And Perriman catches it in the end zone. So that'll be a touchback for Cleveland Heights. 3 kickoffs for this Strongsville kicker, and every single time it has gone into the end zone. An incredible boot out of that kid. So let's see what Cleveland Heights decides to do here. You got 9 seconds left, 1 timeout. You have to imagine maybe 2 plays to get down into field goal range, but it looks like they will just kneel it out and head into halftime. So, with the LaMarcus Greenwood kneel, Cleveland Heights heads into the locker rooms at halftime, down 17-12.
Concludes your first half. Football fans, your score after 1 half of play. Strongsville Mustangs 17, Cleveland Heights Tigers 12. It's officially half.
Alrighty, so Cleveland Heights heads into the locker room down 17-12. An incredible stand at the goal line there by Cleveland Heights' defense. Armari Fitzpatrick, Sir Gibson, we've called their names a lot, but the story so far has been LaMarcus Greenwood carrying this Cleveland Heights offense with his feet, gotten them out of a lot of trouble, and then able to get that second score in the little Cleveland Heights version of the tush push. So, can Cleveland Heights' defense stand tall against the Strongsville offense that's lost 3 offensive linemen? Are they able to stop Austin Tudolinski? He's been running all over the place so far. We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Strongsville, the 2025 Strongsville High School Marching Mustangs. The Mustangs are led across the field by drum major Graham Bubb. Tonight's show features the music of legendary performer, the King Elvis Presley. We begin our show with Can't Help Falling in Love. The stadium is about to catch fire. The Mustangs take you deep into the heart of rock and roll with two Elvis Presley classics. Hang on tight for the driving energy of Burning Love and brace yourself as the rhythm takes over with the electrifying CC Rider. Together they ignite into a powerhouse performance that will leave you all shook up. Now put on your blue suede shoes and get ready to shake, rattle, and roll. Our next performance brings the king of rock and roll right to the field. We'll have you howling along to Hound Dog, swooning with Love Me Tender, and rocking out to the one and only Jailhouse Rock with Alex Lang on trumpet. It's an Elvis Presley triple play you won't forget. Mustangs are under the direction of Mr. Brian King, along with Assistant Directors Mr. Brandon Tyson and Ms. Ashton Jones. Drumline Instructor Michael Duncanville. Black Corps Instructor Mrs. Rebecca Dworkowski. The Strongsville High School Marching Mustangs want to wish the Tiger Marching Band continued success this season and thank you for being a great audience.
Cleveland Heights High School proudly presents the pride of the one and only Heights, the Heights Tiger Marching Band. Our 2025 production is entitled Funky Pop Rocks, an exploration of funk, rock, and pop music. The Heights High Marching Band is under the direction of Dr. Nicholas Marzola with assistance from Katie Mountcrest, Joseph Fox, and Tony Kazel. The Heights bells are under the direction of Claudine McCoy. First, we bring you a song written by Youngstown singer Rob Parisi and produced right here in Cleveland. Enjoy as our band plays that funky music. All right. Please say hey ya to the Heights Bells as we feature them on the 2004 Outcast Pop hit, Hey Ya. Was that the sunset? Nah, that Purple Haze was the band descending on the field to perform this Jimi Hendrix rock and roll classic. Cleveland Heights High School Instrumental Music Department would like to thank you for your support. And as always, a special thank you to our band and orchestra parent organization, the athletic department, the custodial staff, the security staff, and the administration for their support.
Now introducing your 2025 homecoming court. Warlord, we have Dante Mitchell. Your lady, Megan Head. For your Duke, Braxton Jadino Sadler. Now for your Duchess, Kendall McCann. Introducing your Prince, Jelani Williams. Introducing your Princess, Tajane Jackson. Now, drum roll please. Your 2025 homecoming king is Chelsea Gibson. Now, for your queen, Jalen Putnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Get those 50-50 tickets ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 50-50 raffle. Again, the 50-50 raffle proceeds go to the marching band for them to get their travel arrangements, uniforms, instruments, snacks, and much more. So we thank you for your participation each and every week we're here. All right, it's about that time. Get those orange tickets ready, because that's the winning ticket color. The winning ticket number. Excuse me, I apologize. The money, let's talk about this money. Let's talk about that bread. The winning amount is $388. $388 is the winning amount for the ticket number 502-981. 502-981. Come claim your prize at the press box. We appreciate everybody for participating and donating to the cause. I am one of those donators as well. Better luck in 2 weeks. But we appreciate your support of the band, which is why we're all doing it. So thank you. At this time, the Cleveland Heights High School cheerleaders, would you please make your way to the track? Cheerleader alumni, please come to the track. At this time, the Cleveland Heights High School cheerleaders would like to invite our Cleveland Heights cheer alumni to the track to meet and greet, cheer side by side, and take photos with the Heights cheer team. Come on, head to the north gate across from the concession stand. We heard that some of you wanted to battle. Well, bring that black and gold and white spirit to the track and show us what you got. We have alumni from 1977 through 2025.
Strongsville leads 17-12, but it's Cleveland Heights that'll get the ball back and try and take the lead. Here's the opening kickoff, and the second half is underway, and it's fielded at the 25-yard line. Matt Valentine's going to try and make a man miss, and he's eventually tackled at the 29-30-yard line. So, before we get going around here, let's get you some scores around the greater Cleveland Conference. We don't have a score on Euclid and Lorain, but that game, the outcome of that, very crucial for Cleveland Heights. Mentor is up on Brunswick 28-0 in the third, so they look well on their way to going 4-0. And Medina and Shaker are tied at 3 games apiece. Remember, Cleveland Heights, after this game, travels to Lorain next week. And with a win and a couple of teams losing, Cleveland Heights would put themselves in a playoff spot. All right, LaMarcus Greenwood sends Henry Perriman in motion. Hands the ball off to John Morris. Morris up the middle, somersaults his way to the 39-yard line. There's an exciting way to start things off here in the second half. John Morris not used too much. We've seen a lot of Elijah Harris, but John Morris is one of the guys that they lean on. He's been the starting running back in place of Elijah. Well, last week, 6 different rushers, 6 different ball carriers for Cleveland Heights, and we're seeing a lot of that again. 2 men in motion now. Morris goes out right, and there's a flag. So you couldn't hear him, but he said false start on Cleveland Heights. Heights trying to do a little bit of different stuff there. They sent John Morris outright and then also brought Perriman. So I thought it might have been a procedural penalty. Regardless, somebody jumped on the offensive line for Cleveland Heights. And it'll be second down and about 7 yards. Greenwood in a crowded backfield with an H-back. Perriman in motion. Greenwood's going to keep it. Greenwood rolling through. He was wrapped up, but he gets over the first down marker. That was Nathan Rodak that was first there, and Shoestrung tackled Marcus Greenwood, but Greenwood able to be athletic enough to get across the first down marker to reset the chains. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Perriman in motion again. He'll get the handoff this time, and he's stuffed in the backfield. Jonathan Ware was all over that. Ware broke through the line of scrimmage there. That right side unable to hold him. A combination of Delonta Powell and Armari Fitzpatrick, and he's unable to get Perriman unable to get away from him there. Second down and 15 now back at about the 36-yard line. Perriman goes in motion again. Greenwood will keep it. And he's tackled in the backfield. George Majernik for Strongsville, able to get him down. Greenwood was trying to push his head into the turf, but Majernik did a good job of wrapping up there. Greenwood with the keeper, but off the left edge, Majernik is able to take him down for a big loss, and it is third and very long for Cleveland Heights. Greenwood is now all alone in the backfield. Trips left, two receivers out to the right. We haven't called Sir Gibson's name a lot. He's been a big part of this offense so far. Couple of receptions last week. Let's see what they go for here. Greenwood surveying. He goes downfield. He's got Perriman all alone. Perriman's going to run away. Touchdown! Henry Perriman breaks away and uses that incredible speed on a beautiful throw from LaMarcus Greenwood. And for the first time tonight, Cleveland Heights has the lead. Heights put their two best receivers on the right side, and you knew it was going to one of them on third and forever. And Greenwood, with incredible protection from his offensive line, is able to cork off probably the best throw of his season. Heights going for two, trying to go up by a field goal. Greenwood with the snap, looking, he's got a man. It's caught and it's dropped. He went back to Henry Perriman on that quick out route right at the goal line, but Strongsville's defender able to get a hand in there on it. Regardless, Cleveland Heights, let's take another look at this one. Greenwood off his back foot, runs away. It's Perriman from that safety, from that corner, and he's got a couple of guys there to greet him with a little dance. What an incredible throw from LaMarcus Greenwood. And I know Friday night touchdowns here, the great John Telich, there is your touchdown. So Greenwood now with his 4th touchdown on the year. Cleveland Heights to kick it off. Sirius Jones making sure everybody looks all right. And off we go. And once again, that kickoff is going to sail out of bounds, so we will begin things for Strongsville at the 35-yard line. Perriman's a guy that's basically Cleveland Heights' Travis Hunter. He's the #1 receiver, and he's that top cornerback. He said before the year, you know, we've got a lot of weapons on this team, including myself, and this year we can finally use them. Again, last year, Marquise Davis was the offense. We saw a little bit of it outside of those games where Marquise was able to play. But that 3-star recruit, that number 18 recruit in the state of Ohio, Henry Perriman, showing off the speed, showing off the incredible skill set. That get off the line was incredible. Strongsville will start things off at the 35. And Nick Caroselia is back under center. Gets the snap, handoff. And Austin finds a lane. Austin bullies a guy down. A flag comes down at the end. I think that's going to be excessive roughing. Holy cow, he absolutely put Henry Perriman on his back. Well, what an incredible run there by Austin Tatalinski. Let's see what the flag is. And it's a personal foul on Cleveland Heights. I'm not sure who that was on or why, but they're going to move the ball 15 yards forward. I mean, the last thing that you can't do on a run by Tatalinski like that is tack on an extra 15 yards. All right, Caroselia back under center, looking to his sideline to get the play. Cleveland Heights is stacking the box a little bit more early on in the second half. You saw that in the second quarter bit as well. Here's the handoff. Once again to Austin. Tatalinski rolling all the way up to the 16-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. Might be second down and short. That chain gang guy is right next to the end of the chain, so it's going to be second down and about a football. Caroselia looking, and he's got a man down inside the 2. John Hogg, the tight end. We've heard his name a couple of times. He's able to break through in that second level. Unfortunately, when you're stacking the box as much as Cleveland Heights has, because you kind of have to with Tatalinski, you're going to open up that second level passing, and that's where that tight end John Hogg fits right in. So it'll be first down from the 2-yard line. Here's the handoff. Austin up the middle. Touchdown, Strongsville. Austin Tatalinski rolls forward once again. Boy, that is a hard kid to stop. So Strongsville answers back quickly. They're up 23-18. Going for the extra point now to go up 6. Maybe. It looks like Nick Caroselia is still out there. So they're going to go to 2 to try and go up a clean 7. As effective as guys like Talib, Abkar Owens, Marvin Leak, Armari Fitzpatrick, it's so hard to stop a guy like Tatalinski that consistently. Now he's rolling out right, looking, and the pass is incomplete. Great defense there by Cleveland Heights. You had Jeff Ward there. You had a couple of other guys in the area. Here's a replay of that Tatalinski rush, just not giving up whatsoever. Behind an offensive line that's lost 3 guys to injury this year, but they're a very senior unit. They have Adam Suleiman, who's a 6'4", 250-pound senior. Quentin Young, an incredible guy, one of the top running back teams in Northeast Ohio, and you wondered without Kendrick Body how they would be able to do. I think Strongsville's been hiding somebody, and his name is Austin Tatalinski. But after tonight, he will certainly be known by Northeast Ohio. Every single week, Cleveland Heights seems to be facing incredible running backs. Last week, with the Canton South transfer, 2 1,000-yard backs. Trotwood Madison ran all over them. Obviously, Chardon with that wing T offense, and Drayton Allgood able to seal that deal for him. But Cleveland Heights is going to get another crack at this to try and take back the lead. So Perriman caught that, but his foot touched in the Heights end zone. So another touchback for the first ever game of Noah Schneider. What an incredible debut out of that kid. So here's going to be a great test for Cleveland Heights. How do you respond? You go down the field, an incredibly explosive play. Marcus Greenwood finds Henry Perriman. And then just like that, you're back down by 6 points. This is going to be a good test out of this young unit. They'll begin things from the 20-yard line. Greenwood with Elijah Harris to his left. He'll get the handoff. Harris rolling up the middle. He dodges a tackle. He gets across the 40-yard line. Elijah Harris with another explosive run. Able to dodge a couple Strongsville defenders and work his way up for a 20-yard gain. Able to get around one of the better guys, George Majernik. And he'll get the ball again. No, Greenwood's going to keep it. He's on the outside. Greenwood's got some room. He gets around a defender across the 50. Finally tripped up by Andrew Cox. Great blocking there by Cleveland Heights. You're seeing a veteran unit finally come together tonight. And they're doing a tremendous job at it. Greenwood came into tonight with 25 carries and 66 yards on the ground. We know what he did with the tush push. We know what he's done on 3rd and long. Perriman goes in motion. Greenwood's going to keep it again. Greenwood up the middle, evading tacklers. He's going to bounce off a couple of guys and finally drag down at the 37-yard line. But another first down for Cleveland Heights. You are seeing that dual threat ability by Marcus Greenwood and the athleticism to scamper around tacklers and get exactly where he needs to go. Cleveland Heights has it at the 37-yard line. Greenwood hands off to Elijah. Elijah off the edge. There's a flag down. I think that'll be a hold. Delonta Powell was on top of his defender, and it is a hold, so that one's coming back. But Elijah Harris, another great run to the outside. This Cleveland Heights offensive line, all upperclassmen, but for most of them, for the majority of them, you're seeing them either in new positions or in that starting role for the first time in their career. So it's a group that has learned a lot behind Max Stevens, finally taking over in this new offense, one that they have to adjust to with LaMarcus Greenwood as that dual threat guy, a little more of a spread it out offense. That's a lot tougher to guard for than I'll just get the guy in front of me and let Marcus Davis do the rest. All right, first down and 20 now for Cleveland Heights. Harris with the handoff. He reverses field. He's got nowhere to go. Harris is finally taken down at the 47-yard line. It's it's George Majernik once again.
George Majernik.
So now second down and a little more than 20, about 20, 25. 5:54 left to go in the third quarter. Perriman outright with Sir Gibson. Matt Valentine out left on his own. Greenwood on his own in the backfield. He got blown up, but he got the ball out to Sir Gibson, and Sir Gibson works his way up to the 50-yard line.
Tiger Nation, there's a football game going on. Turn around, relax, enjoy yourselves.
So Cleveland Heights has it third down and long. Greenwood looking to the sideline, trying to get the signals in from Asher Wilson and Bryce Jones. Here we go, 4:30 left to go. Elijah goes in motion. Greenwood looking around. Flag is down in the secondary.
Flag on the field.
Let's see what this is. I don't know if they're calling a false start. Yep, false start on Cleveland Heights. We haven't been able to hear the guys in the zebra stripes for about 2 quarters now, but that's on Cleveland Heights, and it makes it third down and even longer. So you've seen this a couple of times from Heights where they just get behind the sticks on their own volition, and you can't do that, especially against this defense full of Division I commits. You got Storm Miller lurking at all times. So Greenwood is alone in the backfield once again. He'll call his own number. Greenwood working his way up, and he's dragged down at the 45. So a good run there, but unfortunately it's going to set up fourth and very long because it was third and even longer. So we're going to see Cleveland Heights punt for the first time tonight as clock goes under 4 minutes in the third quarter. Strongsville's got a guy back at about the 14-yard line. There we go. That's a good punt. Punt lands at about the 12-yard line. That's where Strongsville will set up. Let's see who goes out under center for Strongsville. We've called both Jack Kasner and Nick Carosellia's names tonight. And it looks like it'll be Jack Kasner for now. So I wonder if we're seeing a quarterback battle play out in real time against Cleveland Heights, because you've seen both these kids over the last couple of weeks. Here's the handoff to Tudolinski, and he rolls through, breaks through that line of scrimmage, and is down at the 20-yard line. The kid continues to rumble and stumble, that freshman. Just a tremendous athlete there.
We have to clear the fence area, so if you are standing by the fence, please back up and come into the stands. We got to clear the fence area. Clear the fence area.
Kasner is in the backfield with Tudolinski behind him.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
And that was a blown play, for sure. I think Tudolinski thought that ball was coming to him. Jack Kasner clearly didn't, and when he wound up to try and throw it, he found the helmet of Austin Tudolinski underneath his shoulder. Kudos to him for at least getting the pass off and not into harm's way. But it'll be third down, another gift for Cleveland Heights, but they're going to need to stop him here on 3rd and 5. Kasner gathers the play. Dion Solomon is one of the rushers on the outside. Here's the handoff. Tudolinski rolls left, and he's on his way 40, 45-yard line. Austin Tudolinski, that downhill rumbling, bumbling style, able to break out into some open space there and get a big gain on 3rd down. Sometimes there's just not a whole lot that you can do against a guy like that. Here's the handoff. It goes back to Tudolinski, and he's finally met with a couple of Cleveland Heights defenders. Sirius Jones was over there. Mason Shelton, couple of guys moved with Tudolinski off the edge and was able to stop him for no gain. Now it'll be 2nd down and 10 as the clock goes under 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Cleveland Heights trailing 23-18, but a big stop there to keep the deficit to 6 on Strongsville's 2-point conversion. Here's the snap. Tudolinski up the middle, and he's stopped again. Cleveland Heights standing tall, holding Austin Tudolinski to just 2 yards on those last 2 rushes.
Number 32, Austin Tudolinski.
Now you got to be careful here of them dropping it over the top, going to a guy like John Hogg over the middle, like they've done a couple of times. You see those 2 Cleveland Heights linebackers creeping up a little bit, and down comes the safety. Strongsville adjusts their play call. Here's the snap. Kasner looking. He's going to have to step up in the pocket and roll right. Kasner is taken down in the backfield.
Grown man moves right there by number 72.
And who do we think it is? Amari Fitzpatrick holds the line and bang! Gets through there to sack Jack Kasner. And a little bit of confusion there. I think on the Cleveland Heights side, somebody on the Strongsville side was yelling to snap the ball. Bryce Jones ends up burning one of his timeouts.
You're sounding great tonight.
That was a great response by Cleveland Heights, standing tall after getting rolled over a little bit early on in that drive by Austin Tudolinski, and they were finally able to adjust to him. And then Amari Fitzpatrick doing a tremendous job holding the line, a guy that Bryce Jones, before the year, said, hey, this dude is primed for a breakout, and Strongsville is going to have to punt. Punt is away. Perriman's going to call it off. It lands at about the 32 and trickles out at the 19-yard line. Cleveland Heights with another opportunity to take the lead. They're down by 6. So all they would need is that touchdown to tie it, and then whatever they want to do with that extra point or 2-point conversion to take the lead. We got 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Cleveland Heights is going to need to stay in front of the sticks. They'll send Perriman in motion, hand off to Elijah. Elijah trying to avoid a tackle, spins around another, but it's for nothing. He'll get no gain. Elijah Harris. Unfortunately, by the time he got that ball, about half the Strongsville defense was in the backfield to meet him. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 12 minutes to play here from Crawford Field. Cleveland Heights with the ball, but they're down 23-18. This is where you learn a lot about your team. You have an opportunity to take the lead here in this possession. That last possession, not great. There were still a lot of personal foul penalties. There was a holding. There was stuff that negated big plays. So you have to be able to stand tall and eliminate those and be able to drive down. This Strongsville defense is incredible, but everybody's tired in the fourth quarter. So it's about how much did you practice this week? How much did you practice this offseason? Those 5, 6 a.m. practices that Bryce Jones talked about when he took over in February. By the way, he said when he started, about 5 or 6 kids would show up, but he wanted to prepare him for college. In college, that whistle blows at 5 a.m. and you're ready to go. It's not strolling in at 5 a.m. kind of like you would that first period of class. He's like, no, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., the kids are here, and they're running sprints and getting ready to go. By the time that the season started, he had 60 kids because so many different kids had come out to play football for him. And this Cleveland Heights team will start the fourth quarter on 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Greenwood surveying, looking downfield. It's Henry Perriman, and the pass falls short. Not sure if Greenwood just didn't put enough English on that one, or if Perriman was supposed to break off his route kind of right at the 30, like a 10-yard curl route comebacker. Either way, it is 3rd down and 10. This is the exact situation, unfortunately, that they don't want to be in. Greenwood will be alone in the backfield. 2 receivers out left, 3 out to his right. Flip that. 2 out to his left, 3 out to his right. You're seeing a lot more of Sir Gibson and Henry Perriman in that slot together. Here's Perriman, fakes the jet sweep. Greenwood runs into his own man, and he is stuffed. LaMarcus Greenwood, that hole that he wanted to get into was immediately swallowed up. Sounded like it was Jonathan Ware that worked on the center, Marvin Leake. And so Cleveland Heights is going to have to punt.
That tackle was number 56, Gavin Finch.
Gavin Tinch for the Strongsville Mustangs also in on that one. Cleveland Heights punts it off. Good punt there. That'll land at the 43 and roll all the way down to about the 36-yard line. Great change of field on that punt there.
It's going to be a first and 10 for the Mustangs.
That's sort of something that they haven't super figured out yet. I mentioned they're cycling through a couple of different kickers. You've seen a couple of different punters. Field position in high school is so crucial. If you can get guys that extra 10 yards back, you know, that puts the offense 10 yards further back than you absolutely need them to be. So it'll be Kasner under center once again. Austin Tadalinsky, the impressive freshman out of Strongsville, right behind him, standing straight up in the backfield. And Tadalinsky will get the handoff, but he's stuffed up the middle, about a gain of 3. And a late flag comes down. Let's see what this is. Personal foul on Cleveland Heights. Bryce Jones looks absolutely perplexed. Hands crossed, folded on the sideline. He probably wants an answer on what that was, but his team is also committing these personal foul penalties almost once a drive. And that's 15 yards that you just cannot give up with a team that's able to churn out the clock and get first downs. So after that, with Bryce Jones pleading his case on the sideline, Strongsville will get the ball across the 50 into Heights territory at the 45. Kasner with the snap and a play action. False start on the offense. There you go. I'll give you 15, you take back 10. Or 5. So it'll be first and 15 from the center of the field. Here's the snap once again, Tadalinsky. Tadalinsky working his way through across the 45 at a gain of 6.
That run was on number 32, Austin Tadalinsky.
Heights hoping for that bend but don't break mentality that they had at the end of the first half, that they've had a couple of times before. It is second and long, so a crucial down here, because if you can set up third and long and force Jack Kasner to pass, as I mentioned before, he's been a quarterback most of his football career, but he hasn't seen too much time working last year, mostly with the JV team in Strongsville. He hasn't manned the offense at the varsity level. A lot of that has gone to Nick Caroselia. But Kasner will get the snap, hand it off to Tadalinsky. Tadalinsky breaks off one tackle, rolls his way forward to about the 40, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Heights had a chance to stop him there at scrimmage, but Tadalinsky kept grinding his legs, able to shove away a defender with his right arm and bounce outside. So 3rd and 4 now, 8:40 left to go in the game. Strongsville's done a great job at controlling the clock and the possessions. I think they know what their bread and butter is. And once again, Cleveland Heights in a rock fight. Here's the snap. Tadalinsky will get it once again, and he'll roll through to the first down and more. He will not be brought down. Austin Tadalinsky.
Tackle by the Tigers, number 22. John Morris.
John Morris was dragging him for about 3 yards there, but Tatalinski again bursting through that line, an incredible hole on the left side, and he works his way all the way down to the 25-yard line. The thing about Tatalinski's running is every single yard looks absolutely earned. There's holes left and right that he runs through, but even when there's not a hole, he is grinding his legs, using that lower body strength, and doing a tremendous job of getting extra yards. First down and 10 for Strongsville from the 25. He gets the snap again. Tatalinski rolls through some tackles. He's still going, and he's finally taken down at the 10-yard line. He's so shifty, too.
That run was by number 32, Austin Tatalinski.
Tatalinski is putting Strongsville on his back or his legs this drive. The freshman in his first real action, Strongsville says, we're not changing up our game plan. We have a wrecking ball in that running back room. And now Strongsville is knocking on the door in the end zone. Kasner's going to call his own number to the outside, and he's finally pushed out by Perriman inside the 5.
That should be kept by number 10, Nick.
Great change of pace there for Jack Kasner, calling his own number on the outside, taking the Cleveland Heights defenders off of their scent a little bit. Again, they've been collapsing inside to try and plug up Austin Tatalinski. That opens up the outside for plays like that. Second down now from about the 3. Kasner hands off to Tatalinski, and he rolls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Strongsville.
Touchdown, Mustangs. That run was by number 32.
The slippery wizard, Austin Tatalinski, strikes again. And Strongsville is up 29-18. Strongsville has a man down. I'm just going to say it. I fear for Northeast Ohio defenders. I fear for the Greater Cleveland Conference. Look again at that rush. Just barges his way through. If that kid is a freshman, and it says here on the sheet that he is going to be dominating this conference for years to come, and he's only going to get better, he's only going to get stronger. If this is what your first real performance looks like, holy cow, watch out. So Noah Schneider's going to line up for the extra point to extend the lead to 12.
Back to take is number 97, Noah Schneider.
The sophomore that was a soccer player on Tuesday and a football player on Wednesday. Here's the kick. It is blocked. Amari Fitzpatrick, once again,
No.
says not today. And so the lead for Strongsville stays at 11.
Is Strongsville 29.
Two-score game.
Cleveland Heights Tigers 18.
7:12 left to play. Cleveland Heights is going to get the ball back. I do want to mention, with it being homecoming, I think this is a big day for Bryce Jones. I think, he downplayed the home opener, and he said this is about the kids. And of course, I think he would say the same. This is about the kids. But he told me before the season, this is an opportunity to come home. This is an opportunity to rejuvenate the Cleveland Heights community. And he said that from the second that he was hired, he heard from so many alumni, so many people that are probably here today and watching from all over the state of Ohio about, hey, we're so excited that one of our own is coming back to take over this program. You know, he said when he was let go from Northern Iowa, he was walking into a Chiefs game with his brother. He got the call from the athletic director, and he said, this is the only job I would come back to Ohio for. Perriman's going to field this kick, and he's going to take it back a little bit. Perriman working around. He's got a lane. Perriman is finally taken down at the 26-yard line. Good return there, and a late flag. Oh, no.
Number 2, Henry Perriman. Flag on the field.
The refs are signaling personal foul. And it's a personal foul on Cleveland Heights. Something there on the tackle looked a little extra, and the refs took issue with it. They've been all over that all night. And let's see here, an incredible run by Perriman there, taken down, and I think he just tried to kick the defender off of him. That was Brandon Culotta that was on him. And I think that little extra shove at the end to get Culotta off of them, that was the personal foul call.
Make sure you all call your ride.
So instead of the 25, Cleveland Heights will take over at the 12. Marcus Greenwood with Elijah Harris to his left. And we got a stoppage here. And the refs will convene. Let's see what they call this time. Maybe they just wanted to talk about what restaurant they were going to afterwards. I don't know what that was about, but okay. Let's start it back up again. 7:03 left to play. Cleveland Heights down by 11. 1st and 10. Dion Solomon goes in motion. Here's the handoff. It's Greenwood looking downfield. He's got a man, Perriman, and he drops it. Henry Perriman had a tough play on that one. That ball was just a little bit off from LaMarcus Greenwood. And it bounces off the hands of Perriman. 2nd down for Cleveland Heights. Perriman ran a great route there. He was all alone, and either the ball wasn't exactly where it was supposed to be, or Greenwood got caught a little bit up too much trying to see where his feet were next to that sideline. So we'll try it again from 2nd down and 10. Elijah Harris to the right of Greenwood. They're communicating with Asher Wilson on the sideline. He's the signal caller. Elijah goes in motion. He'll get the swing pass, and he drops it. Elijah Harris had the chance for some open field, but you got to catch the ball before you take off running. Make sure that ball is secure, and then you can take that first step forward. Good swing play there by Cleveland Heights, but unfortunately now you're in 3rd and 10 again, deep in your own territory. So now Greenwood will be all alone. Sir Gibson, Henry Perriman out to the left. 3 receivers. It is Matt Valentine, Dion Solomon, and John Morris out to his left. Here's the snap. Greenwood got a man. It's caught. It's caught. Sir Gibson Stiff arms him in. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! The slant to Sir Gibson works. Sir Gibson stiff arms a man into the turf, and he speeds away with that incredible athleticism. Cleveland Heights has cut the lead to 5 points after an 88-yard reception. Take another look at this one. Gibson, no way today. And away he goes. If you get Sir Gibson an open field like that, nobody's catching him. Sir Gibson brings in his second touchdown of the year. Cleveland Heights is going to go for 2 to try and cut the lead to 3 points. Here's Greenwood. Rolls out to his right. Greenwood looking for a man. He's going to try and get the edge. Greenwood into the end zone. 2-point conversion. Cleveland Heights is down by 3. You heard that right from the guy. We have ourselves a ball game. What an incredible run. Great decision by LaMarcus Greenwood. Nobody's open, and he runs around his man. That's Storm Miller. And he squeaks in right at the end. An incredible effort from the junior quarterback. What an exciting drive once again. We've seen this a couple of times tonight. Cleveland Heights with 3rd and long, just looking for a prayer. They throw one up and it's answered. And the Heights High alumni, the fans, this packed stadium is alive once again. So, the onus switches to the defense. Can you stop them one more time? They're going to try for a squib kick. I don't know if that meant to be an onside or... Not sure what happened there, but Strongsville is going to take over at about the 36-yard line. Sirius Jones kind of had it off the end of his foot. I don't know if he meant to do that necessarily. Strongsville's going to have to go 60 yards for a touchdown. Now, again, a field goal puts you up by 6. A touchdown, you would have to think with how much clock that the Mustangs run, that would probably seal the game. But Jack Kasner is going to try to do just that. And you know, Austin Tadalinsky, how much juice does he have left in those legs? Everything we've seen tonight is that juice just keeps on coming. So, play clock has been started. Kasner looking around and surveying the defense. Cleveland Heights has 6 guys on that defensive line. Here's the snap, handoff to Tadalinsky. Tadalinsky is trying to get through, but he only gets a yard. Great job once again by that Cleveland Heights defensive line, standing tall and stopping Tadalinsky when it matters the most. Second down and 9, 6 minutes left to go. I would assume that Strongsville has no problem not giving the ball back to Cleveland Heights. You've seen some really explosive plays tonight from him. Kasner with the handoff. And it's fumbled! Fumbled on the ground! Cleveland Heights has it! Heights got the fumble!
So you're saying there's a
The snap was fumbled on the exchange, and Cleveland Heights had a guy right there. It's number 10, Michael Beeman. And just like that, Cleveland Heights takes over at the 41. Holy cow.
That football was recovered by number 10.
That Kasner to Tadalinsky handoff has been deadly tonight. And for the first time, something went wrong. Here's Elijah Harris with the handoff. He'll get up about 5 yards on that carry. 5:35 left to go. What an exciting fourth quarter that we have had tonight. Back and forth. And with that, Cleveland Heights has a chance to take over this lead with only a couple of minutes left to go tonight. Perriman goes in motion. He'll get the jet sweep. Reverses course, and he's tackled down, but up to about the 28-yard line. Perriman did a good job there, saying, you know, that outside, that's blocked. Planting that right foot in the ground and being able to cut back and get a positive gain out of that. So it'll be third down and about 2 yards. Obviously, this has to be four down territory. Here's the handoff. Greenwood's going to keep it. He's going to roll through and get that first down. Greenwood met a defender right in the face, and he won that battle.
LaMarcus Greenwood, QB1 keep. First down, Tigers.
Greenwood gets the play call in.
56, Gavin Finch with a tackle.
Gavin Tinch once again with the tackle. That's a guy that Greenwood met, but all Tinch could do was just fall backwards. Perriman goes in motion again, fakes it. Greenwood gets outside left, and he's pushed out around the 20-yard line. Gain of 5. Heights doing a great job staying inside themselves, doing what they need to do to get positive plays and keep those sticks moving. The clock is stopped on Greenwood getting tossed out of bounds. 4:07 left to go. 2 receivers out right. Matthew Valentine's on an island. Dion Solomon is in the backfield, and it'll be Elijah Harris with the handoff going right. Harris trying to find some space. Harris avoids one tackler, and he gets across the first down marker. Elijah Harris, the 5'10 sophomore. Oh, and we've got a flag. Personal foul on Strongsville. That ball's moving forward. A little bit more extracurricular after the play from the Mustangs this time. It's been Cleveland Heights a couple of times. But now with under 4 minutes left to go, the Tigers have it at the 5. Elijah Harris to the left of LaMarcus Greenwood. Dion Solomon acting as another blocker. Here's the handoff to Morris. He fumbles the ball, gets it back. Woo, boy. Cleveland Heights can take a big sigh of relief after that one. Elijah Harris has been nails tonight, but he almost coughed up the ball there. He's finally able to fall on it at the 10-yard line. Let's see what happened here. So he gets the handoff, and when he's hit by that Strongsville defender, that's number 15, Nathan Rodak. He's been all over the place. He's able to punch out the ball, but it takes a Tigers bounce, and it's 2nd down and 10. Perriman goes in motion, and we've got a flag. Bryce Jones puts his head down. I think this is on Cleveland Heights. They're moving back. Someone must not have been set on that Cleveland Heights side. And it's a false start instead. So instead of 1st down at the 5, it's goal to go on the 15. Perriman back in motion. Greenwood looking right. He's going to pull it down. Greenwood avoids one tackle. Greenwood spins out of another tackle, and he's finally taken down at the 17-yard line. Greenwood's an incredibly tough player to bring down, but there were just too many Mustangs swarming around him for him to avoid everything. And now Cleveland Heights is going to call their 2nd timeout of the half. 2:42 left to go in this one. It was a tough series of events for Heights after that personal foul. I mean, all they needed was 5 yards. And then Elijah Harris, it could have been worse, but he fumbled the ball when Nathan Rodak punched it out. Luckily, he lands on it, and then you get the false start. By the way, you're seeing it on your screen right now. Quick shout out to the Cleveland Heights Marching Band. Incredible director, incredible performance. One of the most hyped performance I have ever seen from a high school marching band. Those dudes were doing an incredible job tonight. I know they worked their absolute tails off. You hear them at all times when you come to campus. So kudos to them for a tremendous job. I can't wait to see what they have in store in a couple of weeks. All right, 3rd down from the 17. A field goal ties the game, but that's a big question mark. LaMarcus Greenwood alone in the backfield. He gets the snap, calls his own number up the middle, and he's taken down by 2 guys. Jonathan Ware was first there. So what does Bryce Jones and Heights want to do here? 4th down and 18 with the clock running. I'm not sure. So with 2:01 left to go, Cleveland Heights calls a timeout. Not sure why they didn't either try to stop the clock immediately or just go with a play. Maybe Bryce Jones and the offense needed a little bit more time to come up with their strategy for this one. I mean, this is a difficult 4th down to make. But are you going to trust whoever is going out to kick to make what is going to end up being about a 30-yard field goal? Or do you take the shot with LaMarcus Greenwood, all your playmakers, Henry Perriman, Sir Gibson, Deion Solomon? Like, do you do that? But you're also 19 yards away from the end zone. And with no timeouts left, you are not getting the ball back from Strongsville. So in many ways, whatever decision Bryce is coming up with his team right now is going to decide this game. So they are going to try for a touchdown, for a lead. Why not? You're still trying to find your first win. You played a great game so far against a 2-1 Strongsville team. Here we go. Greenwood gets the snap, looking right, pulls it down. Greenwood is in trouble. That's a block in the back, but Greenwood's going to keep running. Greenwood is going to get tackled. There was a very clear block in the back. They declined the penalty. And Strongsville is going to get the ball at the 16-yard line. Marcus Greenwood tried his absolute best. The kid has heart and hustle in him. He is an absolute gamer. And he tried everything that he could. Nobody was open downfield. He tried rolling out left. Unfortunately, Cleveland Heights picks up a block in the back. And now another flag comes down. Let's see what this is. Cleveland Heights now called for a delay of game. Oh my goodness.
Make sure you call it the ride. Call your Uber, call your Lyft, call your parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles.
Wow, wow, wow. Cleveland Heights had the ball at the 5.
Be safe this weekend.
And they went fumble, false start, blown play, block in the back. The Strongsville defense, credit to them, that front 7, many of whom are going on to play Division I college ball after this year, including Storm Miller at Texas A&M. An incredible job out of those guys to stop a Cleveland Heights offense that has had some of their most explosive plays of the entire season this year. But once again, as was with the Chardon game 2 weeks ago, it looks like Cleveland Heights is going to fall short. Victory formation for the Strongsville Mustangs. This will be a mere formality of running that clock out. So, Cleveland Heights is going to move to 0-4. Still searching for that first win this year. First win in the Bryce Jones era. They head to Lorain next week. Lorain is playing Euclid right now. So one of those teams is going to fall to 1-3, but the winner is going to jump up to 3rd place in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Strongsville is going to move to 3-1. And with Menor probably winning tonight, barring a big comeback from Brunswick, Menor is going to stay in front of the GCC at 4-0. Jason Trusnick picks up his 10th regular season win as the Strongsville coach. The former Nordonia standout Cleveland Browns player took over 2 years ago, and that will do it. Cleveland Heights came close. They scored on a massive Sir Gibson touchdown 88 yards. And then a tremendous LaMarcus Greenwood rush to get that 2-point conversion, cutting the lead to 3. They stop him, get the ball back, and are unable to break into that end zone. Cleveland Heights falls tonight to Strongsville 29-26. And they've been at Cleveland Heights Stadium twice. They've lost by a combined 5 points.
Stay blessed by the best. Drive home safely.
Go ahead.
So, Cleveland Heights losers tonight, 29-26. An incredible effort from LaMarcus Greenwood. We saw the first from Elijah Morris tonight. In his debut, he ran the Cleveland Heights offense, and then in the second half, you saw the incredible skill of Henry Perriman, of Sir Gibson, these guys that Cleveland Heights is built on, those playmakers that Bryce Jones wants Cleveland Heights to be made on. But in the end, it's Austin Tudolinski for Strongsville that's able to just bowl his way through that Cleveland Heights defensive line. Strongsville wins. They move to 3-1. Cleveland Heights moves to 0-4. They head to Lorain next week, still in search of that first win in the Bryce Jones era. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back with you here at Cleveland Heights Stadium in 2 weeks.
Fade 2, Fred. You're clear.